Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine and today I'm going to be your guide through two tarot decks at once. We're going to be looking at the Before Tarot and the After Tarot. Now both of these decks were written by Corrine Kenner, who is a tarot master and the author of many tarot books, including the Guidebook to Wizards Tarot, the Guidebook to Impressionist Tarot, and she's also done tarot for writers, and she's written a lot more than that. And you can find more about her at CorrineKenner.com, and I'll put that in the description box below. So let's look at these here. So each of these, as I said, are sold separately. They're both written by Corrine Kenner. We have different artists for each one. So let's look at After Tarot first. After Tarot was illustrated by Giulia Massaglia, and you may remember her from Egyptian Art Tarot. She's an Italian graphic designer who's done a lot of work with comics and graphic novels, as well as tarot, obviously. So you get this nice two-piece literature box. Like I said, this one was written first. It was written in 2022. It comes with a full-color guidebook. There's entries for every card. There's a little bit about the author and artist. There's spreads and layouts. Lots of good information in this called Afterthoughts. So this is the guide to the After Tarot. What happens one moment after the Rider Waite Smith traditional deck. So 78 cards. You get 22 major arcana. See, Fool, falling off the edge. We'll go through card by card here in a minute. Then you've got your suit of wands, the suit of cups, your suit of swords, and the suit of pentacles. So it's a really interesting take on what happens one moment after the Rider Waite Smith. It also comes with a couple of extra cards here. Just check this out. So you do have an invitation, and my deck came with a little invitation to check out Tarosophy online, which is the tarotassociation.net. Now it's an association you can join, but even if you don't want to join, there is a load of really awesome information for free from Marcus Katz and Talia Goodwin, who are the founders of the Tarot Association. And he's written a number of books, and I've reviewed a few of them in other videos. So I really recommend checking out tarotassociation.net, and I will put a link to that in the description box below. So set these guys aside, put the book back. But yeah, it's just a very nice, good, sturdy box. Likewise, Before Tarot, also in its own literature box, also 78 cards, comes with a full-color guidebook. And what I really like about this guidebook is that it'll have your before, a sample of the Rider Waite, and then the after. So it kind of puts all of them there together for you, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to review this all as one. Like I said, the Before Tarot was actually written after the After Tarot, and this one was written in 2023. The artists for this are Simona Rossi and Eon. Now, when I first looked this up, I thought maybe Eon and Simona Rossi were a couple and share the same last name. No. Eon is the artist's name of Joseph Eon Viglioglia, who was born in Lyon, France, and now lives in Italy. He is an illustrator. He's done several tarot decks, this one and also the Erotic Fantasy Tarot, and he's better known for his graphic novels and his comics. Same with Simona Rossi. She's also done this tarot, romantic tarot, and graphic novels and comics. And they're both residents of Italy. which, you know, these are all published by Lo Scarabeo, so not surprising. What is interesting is these guidebooks are actually just in English. Most Lo Scarabeo guidebooks will have more than one language, but this was the English language version. You can get other language versions from the Lo Scarabeo site. I actually bought these in store at Mystic Valley, one of my local New Age bookstores. So always recommend shopping local first. So you do get 22 major arcana. Here's our Fool picking his rose. Your 22 majors. And then we've got Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. And we'll go through these one by one all together here in just a minute. And it also does come with a couple extra cards. I've said in other reviews, you do get a tarot card run is typically 80 cards, so there's always a couple extra they can do something with, and they make fantastic little bookmarks. Let's see, put this back in here. But yeah, the book is called Foresight by Corrine Kenner. Nice sturdy box. All right, so let's go ahead, and as I promised, we'll look at the cards individually. So here we have the cards, and we will look at them one by one. This is the before deck. This is the Rider Waite Smith deck. And then this is the after deck. This deck was published by US Games, so this one's not the Lo Scarabeo version. This is the closest to the original Pamela Coleman Smith illustrations. So we have the Fool gathering his roses, stepping out, and stepping off. Now we have the Magician. And I will do a review of Tarot of the New Vision, which is going to kind of explain a little bit of where this monkey comes from. So I will do that one later this week, and once I do that, I will put that in the description box below. So by the time you see this, it'll all be ready. So the magician gathers his materials, he makes his manifestation, and then psychometry happens. All right, High Priestess. We have like the Owl of Wisdom here. And the RWS. Not a whole lot of chains, except you notice that she's got the keys in her hand. We'll see those keys later. Here we are with the Empress. Here she is with her children on her throne. And then with swans, which are usually representative of the goddess Venus or Aphrodite. If you like your Greek or you like your Roman, whichever. The Emperor takes his throne, sits on his throne. And then, of course, the ram symbol of Aries there. The Hierophant being crowned as the audience, and then teaching. And you notice that, once again, we have those crossed keys, the keys of St. Peter. The Lovers. Eve awakes, they meet, and then the fruit. And then, of course, as the legend goes, the angel barred them from paradise with a sword of fire. The Chariot. Assuming the chariot, in the chariot, directing. And the sphinxes are on the move here. Strength. She approaches the lion, she tames the lion. She loves the lion. Well, it's an interesting lesson on self-love there, because when we talk about strength, we're talking about taming our inner selves. Particularly fond of this series, The Hermit, where he's gathered a star to put in his lantern. He's lighting the way, and then he's got his familiars or companions with him there. Wheel of Fortune, the Sun and the Moon, Sphinx, and the Four Figures. And then this is kind of a little bit of a throwback to the Tarot Marseille right here with the monkey. Justice. The Bird of Peace. She takes up the sword. She hears the case. Hanged Man finds himself in a predicament. He decides to make the best of it, and someone brings him some relief. Death. Through the cemetery, through the living, and the living pass onward. Temperance. Again, this is something you'll see in the Tarot of the New Vision when I do that review. Balancing. Pouring out grace. So he's captured his demons. His demons become comfortable being captured. And, well, that kind of speaks for itself. The storm, the catastrophe, the cataclysm. Tower. The star. So she's got the ibis on her head here that's in the tree there and flies away there. The moon. Breathing out or breathing in? Good question. Depends on depends on their querent. Rider Waite Smith. And then the querent comes to address their fears, their unknowns. The sun. I love that they left a line out. Because as Marcus Katz describes this in the Secrets of the Rider Waite Tarot, or the Waite Smith Tarot, excuse me, he calls this the OSL, meaning the oh shit line, where Pamela Coleman Smith may have forgotten that she didn't want this part blocked, so she could put the Roman numerals in there. But the sun. Judgment. This one's very interesting because many are called, but few are chosen. Now, I like this particular card because what I think a lot of people who are into tarot would know that the world is actually a hermaphroditic figure. You just can't tell because of the way Pamela Coleman Smith positioned the sash here. And the model was Florence Farr, who was a very famous actress and also a member of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So you have the two halves of the whole coming together, and then you have the hermaphroditic world. And then you have all of the elements of the tarot coming in. All right, so now we're going to go on to our minor arcana, beginning with the Suit of Wands. And the aces. This one's one of my favorites. What's the world unless you share it with someone? Three of Wands. He's got his hawk. Everything's gone out. It's kind of, you have your ships are out, you're waiting expectantly, and comes back. Four of Wands, going out, celebrating, going back. Even though they're different artists, the art styles are very, very compatible, and I think they've done a really good job of gathering, fighting, training, combating, and then calling it good. Fight's over. Being crowned, parade, giving a crown. This one was interesting. Praying, gathering his thoughts, gathering his strength, standing his ground, and jumping into the fray. Eight of Wands here. Nine of Wands, you're fighting a beast, standing his ground, and then having a comrade to help. Getting the assignment, doing the work, and either taking a break or just figuring out what's important. Page of Wands. Just reading some hieroglyphics here. And then proclaiming his message, moving on. Knight of Wands. Looks like he's just doing a tour of Egypt there. Queen of Wands. Yep, Snuffles is in every single drawing. And if you want to know more about Snuffles the cat, I will recommend my review on the Rider Waite Smith deck. And finally, King of Wands. There with the lion. And then the salamander. There's a little salamander there. Okay, on to cups. Editing there. On to cups. Ace of Cups. The 2. Three. 4. I always think that's pretty interesting. Had enough to drink. 5 of Cups. Yeah, my cat would totally do that. What's in here? Six of Cups. The children are gathering the flowers there. Little boy gives the girl. And then they go off and play together. Love it. 7 of Cups. Making choices. 8 of Cups. Got both water and wine in the chalices there. Fills the cups. Satisfaction. Servant brings him food. 10 of Cups. Suffer the storm, see the rainbow. Page of Cups. So that's how the fish got in there. And that's where it went. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. I love that a dolphin brings her cup. And the King of Cups. Yeah, the Divine hands him his cup. All right, next up, Swords. Beginning with the Ace of Swords. Sword in the stone here. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. I always wondered where the other guys went. Now I know. They already ran off by the time this drawing was made. Six of Swords. Boarding the vessel and making it to the other shore. You can kind of see why I wanted to do all of these together. It's a little bit more of a comic book within itself. Panel 1, Panel 2, Panel 3. Oh, watch your foot. Eight of Swords. Entrapment and liberation. Nine of Swords. Like this when he's fighting his inner demons there. Ten of Swords. Ooh, watch out. Ooh, too bad. There's always somebody to bury the body. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Leading the charge there into battle. Queen of Swords. Angels bringing her crown. And then you have this little butterfly, kind of symbolizing transformation there. The bird with the higher thought and wisdom. And the King of Swords. Finally, we will conclude with Pentacles. Beginning, of course, with the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting scarab there. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. The work is done. The work is planned. Four of Pentacles. I really like this series. They have the people paying their tribute. He's hoarding it. And then comes death. Dun, dun, dun. Five of Pentacles. The people that pass by. Is there help inside? We'll find out. Six of Pentacles. The giving continues. Seven of Pentacles. He's doing the work, watching the harvest, and able to reap. setting up his work, doing the work, admiring the work. Here's our fabulous lady with her hawk. And she's dropped her glove there. And the little snail's making some progress. The hawk flies. Ten of Pentacles. He's got the puppies on his lap. Page of Pentacles. I find this to be a curious little character here. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Yep, that little rabbit down there is making a break for it. And finally, the King of Pentacles. This was the before. US Games, Rider Waite Smith there. And after. Fortunately, the backs of the cards are not the same. How confusing would that be? Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey through the before and the after tarot. Roses and thorns for these decks. I am actually really fascinated by the idea of the one moment before, the one moment after. People who kind of like to leave it a mystery may prefer to do it that way. It's up to you. But I really enjoy kind of the almost, and if you think about all these artists being comic artists, you think panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, and you get the different perspectives, you get different context out of it. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to follow this up with a reading using all 3 of these decks in one reading, and I hope that you will join me there. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.